Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, a channel, a platform, and a modality where we apply the principles of interiorism to rapid lifestyle transformation to what we call in this channel living free. And last night, I did introduce the first in a series of videos that's going to explain scientifically and philosophically the principles of interiorism so that we can have them at the forefront of our minds as we embark on this journey. Not only are we going to be explaining the principles and the philosophy behind it, I'm going to give you step-by-step detailed blueprints and roadmaps, rather, for how to apply those principles to getting free. And this video is just about sort of an orientation as to the new direction this channel's going. It's not really a new direction because it's been in my heart and my mind since we started this channel, but many great YouTube consultants say that a YouTube presenter or a producer of content spends about a year finding his voice. And I have been on YouTube for about a year and a month, and I have found more stability, more coherence, and more confidence and more ability to put out consistent content. I've always put out content, but I finally have, in very stark relief in my mind, the major theme of this channel. We've always had some themes of this channel: helping people to get free, helping people get off the prison grid, rapid lifestyle transformation, but I now have the complete blueprint as to the specific role of this channel, and you're going to understand me as we go through this video. But in the beginning of the channel, I spoke with several people, several PR people, and several people who were going to help me get it started and get it out to a wider audience. And what many people told me is that, Javier, you need to narrow down your niche. You need to, what they called, I believe, niche down. You need to talk about one thing. Don't make a bunch of videos about a bunch of different things. Interiorly, my feeling was that I could not simply try to keep myself on task and talk about one thing, but rather I had to take a broad perspective. And I did that, and many of the people who ended up, or who in the beginning told me I needed to niche down, ended up telling me, Javier, keep going because the content's very interesting, although we can't place your channel. And the channel sort of has been all over the place. We've had interviews, we've talked about financial aspects, we've even talked about some political aspects, we've talked about health, many different aspects. And I've always known that I just needed to come on and speak what was inspired to me. But now I have a lot more direction and a lot more intuition as to how this all ties together. Knowing how it ties together will help a lot of people who might have, again, had questions as to why there's so much varied material on this channel. Just as a side note, for any of you who know Gary Vee, who is a great social media consultant, he basically tells people how to get their brands out there. I saw a video of him just recently where he was talking to some construction workers, and he was telling them, don't come at people from the perspective of being in the construction business and then talk about one thing. That's going to be boring. But rather, you need to sort of become the CNN of the construction business, the construction world, and talk about all aspects. Talk about current events, talk about taxes, talk about building, and so on and so forth. That's what we've done on this channel. Even before I heard that advice, I knew that was the case. That's why we say that this is a channel, a platform, and a modality. This channel is basically going to be about all aspects of free living, of living free. And that's the main essence of this. This channel is not primarily about interiorism, although we're teaching the principles of interiorism. And interiorism is a philosophy developed by me, of course not original. It's taken from the perennial philosophy. All the great teachers of mankind have taught it. I'm just encapsulating it in a system of principles that we're about to expound here in the next few videos so that you can apply it to living free. But our channel is about living free. It's about what we've called voluntarism. Many other great philosophers have called it voluntarism. And living free includes major topics such as early retirement, although we do not define retirement as sitting around and doing nothing, of course. To me, retirement means that you're going to be doing more than you've done before, but you're going to be doing what you love. You're going to be free of the prison grid. It's about free thinking. Again, we're going into what is living free. Free thinking. It's about renegotiating all of your relationships so that they're mutually beneficial as opposed to people pleasing. And again, we're going to dilate upon all of these aspects. But what is the role of this channel? And basically, the reason I made this video and I sort of put a gap between the next video and the series of interiorism to make this video is because I just wanted to get this sort of hunch that I've had, this revelation, out there. And that is, it came to me very clearly, and I talked about this even in the early days of the channel. This channel is to be a sort of experiment, a laboratory of sorts, but it's going to be a laboratory in living free. We already have some case studies out there. I'm already compiling information and have compiled information both from a business that we've been consulting in JN Consulting, which is my full-time consulting business, as well as some coaching clients, as well as some aspects in my own life, which we're going to be sharing in the coming weeks and months. What I'm here to do, at least in the next phase of this channel, is to first of all lay down the principles that we use, and to second of all demonstrate in real time the results of those principles. Now, I'm not going to be curating those results. We're going to give you the results whether there's failure or whether there's success. Up till now, there's only been inclination to success. We can then explain the failures and perhaps why it was due to a non-application of some of the principles, but we're going to present even that. But this is going to be a laboratory study, so to speak, in living free, in how to live free in different aspects of your life by applying the principles of interiorism. Now, of course, the social sciences are never going to reach the degree of falsifiability as the physical sciences. There are a lot of individuals who would love to mesh the social sciences in with the physical sciences. So there are a lot of people who would like to get business, for example, or get early retirement down to some kind of an equation. But human behavior and human action, of course, does not admit to equations. But what we can do is present case studies, and that any reasonable person would have to assent that there was a cause and effect link between the principles and the outcomes of that. I hope you understand me just a little bit, and if you don't, you will be. But basically, this channel is a laboratory in living free. We're going to show you how I apply the principles to live free. We're going to show you how other people apply the principles to live free. And of course, it's going to be in finances. It's going to be in business. It's going to be in relationships. It's even going to be in some political aspects. We're going to lay that all out over the next weeks and months. We're going to present several case studies, and I believe that is going to be the main driver of this channel in the future. Again, we aim to be the network for living free. Now, interiorism is a huge part of that, and you're going to see why as we release the next videos in the series of interiorism. Interiorism is your number one tool and weapon. There are other tools, so we're not limited to interiorism here. There are business tools, there are organizational tools, there are physical and physiological tools, such as the Wim Hof breathing, that strictly may not be included in interiorism, because interiorism, it's all mental and it's all knowing that everything is inner. But there are steps and instruments that we can apply on the outer that will also help us reach our objectives our intentions, as we call them. But of course, they're going to be applied in different circumstances in different ways. And how do you know whether a tool or technique or methodology is for you? Well, of course, by the feeling and by the intuition. And we're going to train you and teach you also to tune into your feelings, to tune into your intuition, so that you'll know the tools to use. Ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't even say half the battle. I'd say 90% of the battle, so to speak, if there is one, is knowing what tool to apply when. And even more deeply in interiorism, there's nothing to apply. We've explained this in other videos, and we will continue to explain it. There are a lot of paradoxes down this path. But for those of you who are just getting started in this modality, I promise you, if you'll just follow me, if you'll watch the next few videos with an open mind and without trying to understand it all at once intellectually, I promise you a lot of this will fall into place for you, and you will finally start getting outcomes in your life that before you have not gotten. I know many people have been in the self-help movement for years. Many people go to conferences. Many people have been trying to find an edge. I was one of those people. Even many people have discovered law of assumption and law of attraction, and they've tried to go down that route. There are other people who have tried to go down the hard work route, but they're seeing that their hard work is not paying off. While they have made some gains, they're not where they want to be. This channel is going to show you the tools, the steps, and the techniques to get to where you want to be, and it's in a quick and rapid time frame, guys. It's going to happen faster than you thought possible. I promise you this. We're going to give proof for that through the case studies and experiments that we do in this laboratory, if you will, this laboratory in Living Free. So again, we have niched it down. The niche of this channel is how to live free, guys. How to live free. And we don't care what tools you use to get there. Everyone's going to have a different tool, but interiorism is going to be the basis for that, and we're going to give you a lot of other tools. We're giving these tools free to the world, guys. We're doing it because I want the world to have the same success that I've had, and I want people to be able to get out of that feeling of stuckness and to finally be able to apply the principles. All the principles of the self-help teachers, all of the principles of law of assumption, law of attraction, the principles of Abraham Hicks, the principles of Eckhart Tolle, even the principles of hard work, they're all valid and they all work, but you have to have this basis of interiorism in order to make it all work all the time, to sort of plug it in. Interiorism is that missing element that a lot of you have been looking for. We're going to present it here in this channel. I believe that it's the secret of Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill wrote in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he said, I'm paraphrasing here, he said there's a secret. Some of you may find it in the first page. Some of you may never find it, but it's in every single chapter of my book. That secret is interiorism. Interiorism, again, for those of you who have not seen any of our videos, is a knowing that the entire world is in the inner, not only using that to get results, but realizing that the only result is within you. And once you realize that, guys, you're going to see the results on the outer, but it has to be without seeking the results on the outer. It's a little bit paradoxical. We're going to be talking about it more in the videos to come. So I'd invite you, if you enjoy this channel, if you enjoy our series, please do share the videos with family and friends. Subscribe to our channel, because I know this channel is going to be a game changer for so many people. We're going to teach you how to live free. We're going to have numerous series of videos that are going not only to go into the principles of interiorism, but also all of the principles you need to live free, from the financial principles, which we've touched upon, we're going to talk about more, to the business principles, to even provident living and food storage principles. We're going to be mixing them all in this beautiful soup, so to speak. So I invite you to stay tuned. I invite you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because a lot of important videos are coming your way. Again, we thank you for watching. I am doing coaching calls, guys. If you want to do this faster, if you want to have someone in your corner, if you want to have that help. You see, when people are starting out, even when I started out, you can do it all yourself. You can look for the information. It's all out there, and we're going to be giving it. But it's often helpful to have a guide who's been there, and I've been there many times before. I can help you. I can show you the principles. I will put my email in the description. Email me and we can do business together. I'll show you how to get free this year, guys. Get free from the prison grid. So, till very soon, have a wonderful weekend. We're going to be releasing many good videos this week. Many great videos about interiorism, the principles behind it, and the application. We're going to show you how to live free. Until very soon, guys, this is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, bidding you adieu.